Good morning,
Good morning,
sir.
sir.
How are you all today?
Fine, sir.
How are you?
Yeah, I am also fine. So, students, welcome to this economic class. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, what is the date today?
28th, sir.
Very good. Okay. Can you see all? Yes, 28th May. Okay. Subject economics. Okay. And what is the topic that we have been discussing so far?
Sectors of Indian economy,
very good.
sir.
Topic sectors of Indian economy. Very good. And what are the subtopics?
Organized and unorganized sectors.
Very good, fantastic. Subtopics: organized, unorganized. Sectors. Very good. Okay, so dear students, now before we move on to some other topics under the same heading, same topic, sectors of the Indian economy, let me ask you something, okay?
Yes, sir.
Related to what we have discussed in the previous class. Okay. So, in the previous class we discussed about the organized sector and the unorganized sector. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, based on that, I will ask few questions. Okay. Hope you all have revised and come.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what do you understand by this organized sector? What do you mean? What comes to your mind? Organized sector?
In organized sector, everything is systematic, sir. Timetable,
Very good.
job security is there.
Fantastic.
Even leave holidays, they are paid.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so let me put this one in a very systematic way. Okay. So this organized sector. Okay. This is in the beginning we dealt about the sectors based on primary, secondary, and the tertiary sector, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And now the same sector can be classified, okay, some other way, some other form, and that is organized and unorganized sector. Okay, the economy is same, but then different way of looking at it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we discussed in the last class about the organized sector and the unorganized sector. Okay. So you remember the story of Kanta?
Yes,
That
sir.
is very much related to the organized sector, isn't it?
Yes,
So
sir.
as you have said, so adding to that, the organized sector, everything is under the supervision of
Government.
isn't it? Everything is in the record of government, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very very nice. And then we saw that there are some rules and regulations, isn't it?
Yes,
Rules
sir.
and regulations laid on by the government, isn't it? Then again we saw that the security of employment, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
The security of employment is there. That means no worker will be simply dismissed or no worker will be removed from their jobs, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Because security of employment. Because when they are employed, what happens? They are given the appointment letter. So in that appointment letter, some terms and conditions are mentioned, isn't it?
Yes,
so
sir.
that way they will not be simply removed by the owners. Okay. Then we also spoke about with regard to this organized sector. The timing is fixed, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Timing is fixed. In the case of Kanta, we saw the office hour was from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So hour of work was fixed, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then also we saw about that paid holidays. Now, suppose he does, on the working days, suppose he doesn't go to work because of some health issues and other difficulties maybe. So for that, her salary will not be cut, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And also when she, on Sundays also, isn't it? Holidays are there.
Yes,
So,
sir.
on Sundays also if they don't get, but regularly at the end of month they get the salary, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Also we saw about the pension and all, the provident fund. When they are retired, they are given the lump sum amount, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And also pension and all afterwards when they are retired. So in the organized sector, those facilities are there, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now what do you understand by this unorganized sector?
No job security,
Yes, fantastic.
no systematic time,
Very good.
overwork is done, no
Yes.
wages.
Yes, very good, very good, very good. So again, let me put this one in a systematic way.
Daily wage workers.
Yeah, daily wage workers. Okay. So strictly speaking, this is not under the supervision of government. Okay, unorganized sector.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
It is not there in the record of the government. Okay, rules and regulations are there, but that rules and regulations are overlooked. Okay, they are not observed. Okay, then there
Yes,
is,
sir.
as you have said, that there is no security of employment. Anytime they can be removed, isn't it? Suppose a person goes late, or sometimes he is absent because of some reason. Okay, so if the owner is not happy, so owner is not satisfied, or is not comfortable with that worker, so he can ask that worker to leave, and worker has to leave. No, there are no other option. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And no paid holidays. Suppose he doesn't go to work, for that he will not be paid, isn't it?
Yes,
Then
sir.
again we saw that working hour is not fixed. Suppose any festival and all that, he will be asked to work extra hour and all. For that he will not be paid. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So I think you all have understood this organized sector and unorganized sector. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so after having understood these two, terms, organized sector and unorganized sector, so let us now deal with another topic, subtopics. So in that subtopic, we'll deal with how to protect workers who are in the unorganized sector. Because in the organized sector, they are protected, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
They are protected. Their employment is secured. But in unorganized, it is not secure. They can be removed anytime. So now, during this class, we'll see how we can protect the workers who are working in the...
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So let us now wait for the slide, okay? Can you see all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is written here? The top?
Protection of workers in the unorganized sector.
Yes, very good. So how workers can be protected, okay, who are working in the unorganized sector, because there is no security of employment, okay. So that's why how they can be protected, okay, who are working in the unorganized sector, okay. So there is one trend, okay, shifting of organized sector to unorganized sector, okay. This trend is taking place, change is taking place. Those who are in the organized sector or those who are running this organized sector, they want to shift from organized sector to unorganized sector. Why? So here, escape from the compliances of government. They want to escape themselves, or they want to, get rid of what? Government's rules and regulations. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, they want to, escape from this. And no pay scale. Okay? Pay scale will not be followed. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Especially the workers who are working under them in the organized sector. And if they are shifting to unorganized sector, so they don't have to follow the pay scale. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Then, removal of workers at any time. The unorganized, this is seen. Okay? Removal
Yes,
of
sir.
workers at any time. Workers are removed or dismissed at any time. Isn't it? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then each owner, okay, they want to be free from the strict supervision of the government, and that's why they want to shift from organized sector to unorganized sector.
Unorganized.
They no interference. They don't want any kind of interference from the side of government. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's why they want to shift from organized sector to unorganized sector.
Unorganized sector.
So these are the benefits. Okay. But for the workers, actually it is not the benefit. Okay. They will be the sufferers. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
If this organized sector is converted to unorganized sector, the workers will be suffering. And for the owners, it is a very advantage, a good advantage for the owners. Okay, let us see the next slide. How the workers can be protected. Okay. Now, when shift takes place, okay, impact, workers have to suffer in many ways. They may lose their jobs,
Yes.
isn't
sir.
it? Their salaries or wages will be reduced. Depends on the owner, isn't it?
Yes.
Then
sir.
they can be manipulated in many ways. So this is a negative impact for whom? For the workers who
Workers.
will be working in the unorganized
Unorganized.
sector. So how can these workers be protected? Okay, let us see the next slide. See here, protection of workers in the rural area. The workers who are in the rural area and who are working in the unorganized sector, how can they be protected? Okay,
Yes, sir.
see here, the first bullet point is landless agricultural laborers, small and marginal farmers, sharecroppers, and artisans such as weavers, blacksmiths, carpenters, and goldsmiths needed to be protected. Okay, workers who are working where in the unorganized sector in the rural area, so how they can be protected? See, this unorganized sector is not under the supervision of government. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
government has no power over here, we can say. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
government cannot interfere here. Okay, because it's free from the supervision of government, isn't it? And that's why how these workers can be protected. Now, those who are in the rural areas working in the unorganized sector. So how can they be protected? Okay, so here these farmers needed to be supported through adequate facility for timely delivery of seeds, agricultural inputs, credit, storage facilities, and marketing outlets. So since the government doesn't have the power over the organized sector, so indirectly how they can support the workers who are working in the unorganized sector. Correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
how these workers can be supported? How the government take the initiative or can take the steps to support these workers? Now whatever we have stated here, how can they be supported? Delivery of seeds, government can take care of that. Then agricultural inputs, income, loan at the very reasonable rate. Okay. Then storage and all facilities and marketing outlets. The products can be supplied from one place to another, isn't it?
Yes,
So
Yes, sir.
government has to intervene. Okay. For whom? Especially for the support of these workers who are working in the unorganized sector in the rural area. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hope you have understood this point. Protection of workers in the rural area. Workers who are working in the rural area in the unorganized sector. So how they can be protected. Clear?
Yes,
Yes.
You
sir.
have any doubt? No doubt. Okay. Okay. So let us see the next slide. Now, protection of workers in the urban area. Previous one we saw about the
Rural area.
rural area, how they can be protected. But now here, protection of workers in the urban areas. See the first bullet. Workers in small scale industry, the casual workers in construction, trade and transport etc. are working in the unorganized sector. Okay, workers in the small scale industries in the urban area, then casual workers who are not permanent. Okay, who are there for the construction or but their works are not permanent. Okay, then trade and transport. So how these workers can be protected? Okay, who are working in the unorganized sector. So here the government should support for procuring raw material and marketing of output. Okay. So government has to make sure of their protection. Okay. Suppose I have given the example of agarbatti. Okay. The person or the worker who is engaged in producing agarbatti. Okay. The production of agarbatti. So if that worker is not provided raw material, how this fellows or small scale industry will flourish? He will be nowhere, isn't it? He has to
Yes,
shut down
sir.
his business. But so government has to make sure, okay, to provide what? Raw material, so that he can continue his business. So this way, the workers who are working in the urban area can be protected. Clear?
Yes,
Do you have
sir.
any question? No question?
No, sir.
Very good. So now here I have given, okay, protection is required on the socio-economic level. ST, SC, OBC. Social discrimination, caste basis things will not be brought from them. Okay, this is what it means here. That's for you to understand I have put here, okay. What it means here. See, in the society, of course the workers who are working in the unorganized sector, of course they are facing the challenges of the business, okay. But on the other hand, they are also facing social discrimination. In the society it is seen very much, isn't it? Social discrimination on the basis of caste, creed and all. Especially the backward communities people, okay. ST, scheduled tribes, SC, scheduled caste and other backward caste and all, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
They become the sufferers. So how these workers who are in the backward communities can be protected? Okay, so government has to make sure. Okay, so what happens many times, the workers who are from these backward communities, if they want to sell something in the market and all, what happens? The people who are in the high caste and all, isn't it? They try to dominate, and plus they don't want to buy from the people who belong to these backward communities, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that way, if they don't buy the things from the people who are from the backward communities, so what will happen? They will not flourish, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that way, government has to make sure of their protection, so that they, even if they work in the small scale industries and other any industries, small scale industries, so they will not, be simply removed from their job. They may, flourish in their work and they may go ahead, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So government has to make sure. Okay. So we saw how workers can be protected in the urban area and in the rural area. It's clear?
Yes, sir.
Have any question to ask? No
sir.
question. Okay. So before we go to the home assignment, before I will leave you with home assignment, just I would like to recapitulate. Okay. I'll ask some questions based on what we have discussed so far. Okay. Just want to know whether you understood or not. Okay. So the first question is how to protect workers in the rural area. Rural area, how to protect workers who are working in the unorganized sector and who are in the rural area. How they can be protected? You have any clue or answer?
Yes,
Feel
sir.
free to share your answer with us.
Indirectly, government interferes.
Yes, very good. So government has to interfere, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Because since government has no direct contact with the unorganized sector, so government has to intervene in the life of these workers who are working in the unorganized sector, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Timely delivery of seeds and all we said, isn't it? Then agricultural inputs, providing the loan at the very reasonable rate or price. Then also we spoke about the marketing outlets and all, whatever is produced has to be supplied from one place to another. So government has to make sure, isn't it? So that
Yes,
way
sir.
their employment will be secure, isn't it? Okay, very good. Now, how to protect workers in the urban area? The workers who are working in the urban area and especially in the unorganized sector. So, how these workers can be protected?
There also government indirectly interferes, sir.
Yes, very good. There also government has to take step. Okay, government has to make sure of their protection, isn't it? I said that these workers should be provided raw material. Those who are working in the small scale industries, isn't it?
Yes,
So
sir.
unless and until the raw material is supplied, provided, their small scale industries will close down, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
They have to shut down their business. Absence of the raw materials. How can they continue? Isn't it? Okay, very good, students. So here I have home assignment. Please note it down. Assignment is workers are exploited in the unorganized sector. Do you agree with this view? Give reasons in support of your answer. Question. I hope question is clear for
Yes,
you all.
sir.
Okay, workers are exploited in the unorganized sector. Do you agree with this view? Give reasons in support of your answer. So this is for your personal reflection. You reflect over it and write and bring tomorrow. Okay?
Yes,
So-
sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for being so patient and listening to me attentively. Keep it up. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, yes, students, thank you and have a good day. Okay?
Thank you, sir.